disaster is unique in terms of the communication challenges and being able to talk to everyone. If you don't have a formal approach to communication during a disaster, that's one of the first things that's going to hit you. Usually there's enough adrenaline, there's enough uncertainty during a disaster, worrying about what your communication is. That's one of the bedrock systems you want to have in place. And in our case, guiding teams to where they need to go to help other people. My name is Gary Flaharty. I am the executive director of SHORE, which is one of 6 nonprofit organizations that founded Texas Congregational Disaster Readiness. And I serve on the executive team and as the communications director. So my job is primarily on the communication side, to make sure that we're able to communicate with all of our members when there is a disaster. So we spend a lot of time monitoring storms and developing our muscle so that we can respond quickly when there's a disaster, and make sure our folks kind of know what to do when there is a disaster in our area. There's plenty of chaos to go around during a disaster, and what we're trying to do is just take a little bit of that chaos off. And so we want to communicate to our teams to tell them where the opportunities are, to find out quickly who needs help, to find out quickly who can help. And the rest of it is just playing matchmaker at that point. And so AlertMedia helps us by having a very formal approach to that. We've defined relationships, we've defined what communication is going to look like ahead of time. And our folks know what those communications are going to look like. They know how we're going to communicate with them. And I think that makes a big difference when we're trying to communicate in a disaster, right? People need to know what to expect. The ease of use is important for us in a disaster scenario because when there's a disaster and the adrenaline starts flowing, unless it's easy to use, the first thing I'm going to do is revert back to old practices. And so it's critical for us that it's simple to use, because that's part of what makes it functional during a disaster. And so we set up groups within AlertMedia so that we can easily contact everybody, use the polling feature, for example, get information back and communicate to them when a disaster occurs. So AlertMedia has been essential to what we're trying to do. I think the features that attracted us were the multichannel, the persistence, being able to call up repeatedly and contact someone, the website, and the templates. Those were the kinds of features that were critical for us in simplifying our communications response, so we could really spend our time responding and not worrying about how to communicate.